Hey there, it's Rachel Mullins, the host of Hashtag No Filter Fridays on Public House Media.
This is Bryce Burge, host of Your Soccer Passport here on Public House Media. After this episode, come join us on a trip around the soccer world as we discuss club and country every Tuesday. Stamp your soccer passport by subscribing on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your Public House Media podcasts. And thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Be thankful for all the difficult people in your life and then learn from them. They have shown you exactly who you do not want to be. Remember that. Good morning. Welcome to Public House Media. Welcome to Choose to Rise. My name is Kim Meyer, and I am so glad that you are here with us today. Today, we're going to be talking about difficult people. And yes, be thankful for those difficult people in your life and learn from them. They are showing you exactly who you do not want to be. But today I'm going to give you 5 tips and 5 tricks, even if you're like, yeah, I get it. I don't want to be those people, but I do want to learn how to deal with them. I do want to learn how to protect my energy. I do want to learn how to, rise above them and do something different. Good morning, Sarah. Thanks for joining us today. So it is Armistice Day. I think I'm saying that right. AKA Veterans Day observed here in the United States. And I am so thankful for all of the veterans, all of the active service people, all of everyone that is done something to protect my freedoms, to vote, to live, to speak, to be able to do this with you, to do everything in life. And we are so blessed and so lucky to live in this great nation. Whether we have, I know we have a million problems going on, and there's going to be those things everywhere. And today, maybe these 5 tips will help you deal with some of those difficult people that are out there in our world. But the most important thing is that we show up grateful, and that we show up with grace, and that we show up with, peace in our hearts, because we don't have to worry about judging other people, because that day is coming at some point, and it's not our job to do that judgment anyway. So let's just work through how we can get through this life with our best mindset, with our best positive self, and be our best in the whole process. So today I want to give you 5 tips on how to deal with those negative people in your life, how to deal with those difficult people, whether it be at work or in life, or maybe they're in your family, and you just need to have a couple of tips in your tool bag to be able to help you get through those things. So number 1 is to detach yourself. Yeah, detach yourself. Picture yourself detached from the situation. Another quote I like to use is, other people's opinions are none of your business. In fact, I shared that quote with some very powerful young women that were a part of the Be You Bravely conference this last weekend. I got to be a table leader, and it was so amazing to connect with these high school girls and, hear some of the issues that they're working through in life, hear some of the things that they're stressing them out, or things that are just difficult times for them, things that they're going through in their middle school and high school days that I would have never dreamt of going through at that age. And it's just how different our society is. So girls of high school age, of middle school age, of all ages are really starting to deal with these kinds of things already. And the more we can empower them and equip them with faith-based strategies and things that they can do to overcome and be their absolute best, live out who God made them to be early on, the more we're going to be able to empower them to live their best life overall. So the quote I shared with them was, someone else's opinion is none of your business. It doesn't matter what other people think. And that kind of detaching yourself from that situation is one of the best tricks or tips that you can use to do that. Perhaps looking down on the situation from above, kind of really giving yourself that 30,000 foot view, really helps you remove the emotion, and as a byproduct reduces the friction, kind of telling yourself that person is not worthy of your emotional energy. It's easier to keep a healthy distance from them and to not get dragged into a lengthy dispute or something that is just where your energy doesn't necessarily need to go. To achieve this, you need to work on building up your self-esteem and your self-confidence, though, because, really trying to distance yourself is a means of distracting yourself from the situation, and trying to seeing your ultimate aim is to having a water off the duck kind of back approach with difficult people, not allowing those people to see you wounded or behaving irrationally, but like keeping it calm, keeping it the situation at ease, and just removing yourself from the situation. They're not worth the negative energy in your life, because the more you have negative energy in your life, the more you focus on it, and the more you focus on it, the more you create. So distance yourself, detach yourself from the situation emotionally, and just deal with the situation at hand. The second thing that we have for you is don't take it personally. Avoid personalizing someone else's behavior. Again, like I said, someone else's opinion is none of your business. I think that's a Rachel Hollis quote. But this isn't a carte blanche of excusing poor, unkind, bullying behavior, though. Often the behavior of others say far more about them than it does about you. When someone else is lashing out, it's usually because they're hurt inside. So inside reflects in the outside. So if you are unhappy with what's going on the outside, look to the inside of yourself to see what you can fix there. It's usually a mindset thing. It's usually an emotional thing. It's usually past things that have happened to you in your life and you just really haven't dealt with all of them. Same thing for other people. When they're hurting on the inside, they're going to lash out and hurt other people. Hurt people hurt people. Helped people helped people. And healed people heal people. So go forward with those kinds of mindsets and thinking about and reminding yourself of all of those things. And we tend to look at a difficult person's actions less personally when we don't take it as a personal attack, but more of a, I'm sorry you're going through that kind of situation. It totally diffuses the thing, and it really helps out in a lot of ways. And, there's a lot of other like cultural differences that might be behind someone's behavior. It could be just a way of their way of communicating things that they're just not worthy of. They're not worthy of. That's not what I'm saying. That they haven't been able to express themselves exactly how they want. And so we may be interpreting things completely different. And then when we take it personally, we put a lot of emotional energy behind it. And like I said, we don't want to go there. Use your energy, your emotional energy for positive things. And it's worth bearing in mind that when dealing with difficult people at work or in life or wherever that you might be, that it's all coming from different backgrounds. We all walk in different shoes, and we all have a different life that we're living. So to say, put judgment on someone else for their bad behavior or for their negative vibes, we really don't know what they're going through in life. And so what's happening on the inside is a direct reflection of what comes on the outside. So give them some compassion and distance yourself from the emotional situation and pick something else. Don't take it personally. The third tip I have for you is pick your battles, right? I often think about this in one with my kids. Pick your battles with my kids. Do I really care that their shoes aren't where they're supposed to be, or do I care more that their homework's not done, right? Pick your battles. Where are you going to put your time into it? But sometimes, and particularly when you're trying to deal professionally with someone at work, it helps that you pick your battles. Don't get involved unless you absolutely have to. Do a mental cost-benefit analysis on a workplace relationship. It may be that the negatives of getting involved outweigh the benefits of you being involved. And it might be best that you just accept the rocking boat a little bit and that those kinds of things would be counterproductive to the relationship or to the project or to whatever it is that you're doing. And maybe particularly true when the difficult person is a colleague or a supervisor of yours, or indeed maybe your boss. But you'll need to make a choice in situations like this as to whether you get involved in the situation, particularly if dealing with a difficult person relates to doing your job properly. Now, I would like to be the person that is a fixer. I'm a doer. I'm a fixer. I'm a helper. So this one is kind of hard for me, of like picking my battles and like getting involved when I maybe shouldn't get involved. However, when I think about I've used this strategy a couple times as well, and when I put my nose into something that's not my business, I oftentimes get my nose slapped. So thinking about how and when to pick your battles, and when and how it is time for you to intervene or be a part of it. If it's something that's going to be a cost analysis benefit to you or to the people around you, it's good to put your nose out there, put your neck out there a little bit, and help be the bully stopper. But if it's something that really, if it's not something where someone's getting harmed or things are really like, it's none of your business, maybe stay out of it. All right. One of the last ones for you, the fourth one, I guess, maybe fifth one, fourth one, I don't know. I've lost count. Separate your person and the issue. If you're struggling handling difficult people at work or even at home or in a social situation, it can be sometimes helpful to look at the situation as two separate parts, the person and the issue. Be soft on the person and hard on the issue. One of the things I tell my kids sometimes is, I'm really disappointed in your choices, but I love you, right? And a lot of times that message gets crosswired when I say I'm disappointed. They think I'm disappointed in them and who they are. And that's not true. I'm disappointed in their actions. I'm disappointed in their choices. And those kinds of things can change and they can learn to do things better. But when you mush the issue and the person together and you make that, it makes them feel less than. It makes them feel, hurts their self-confidence. It hurts, other things, and it hurts because it's about them. But if you can separate the two issues and make it about an issue thing, and you can make it about a person thing, I value you as a person. I appreciate you as a person. I do not appreciate your choices at the moment, right? And you can use those things. I appreciate how hard you've worked on that. I know now I need to do this. It's really helpful information. How do you propose we do this? You can separate things. You can use different language to separate the issues. So whether you're dealing with a child, your own child, or you're dealing with someone in your social situation, or you're dealing with someone at work, being able to separate the two pieces of the person and the issue is definitely going to help you and them work through the goal, because it's not taking it personally. You're not attacking them personally, and you can really resolve the issue and learn from it in the end. The last one I have for you is inject some humor. Now, this one needs to be used lightly, and it needs to be kind of felt out the whole situation, but many difficult situations can be deflected and disarmed completely with a smile or a good dose of well-timed humor. Now, well-timed is the key here. This can make it possible to address a difficult situation without confronting someone or going further aggravation. Injecting a little bit of a humor is a great way to diffuse the situation in a workplace and bring people back together. Throwing out the odd, dry comment can be enough to get someone else back off course and thinking, out of that that certain spot in their head where they're just kind of focused on the emotion piece, and it really brings them back to like that 30,000 foot view where they can see where the whole situation is. Throwing in that, that little piece can really help get people back on course and help them realize what they're really working towards. We're all working towards the same goal. We all want to be happy in life. We want to be helpful in life. We all want to reach that work goal or that personal goal or that whatever it is that you're working on together. And humor doesn't back people into a corner. In fact, it softens the atmosphere many times, and it can give them a way out. This is very helpful in dealing with difficult people at work, difficult people in a tense meeting situation. I worked with an amazing principal a while back who started every parent meeting with a personal connection, that to really diffuse the situation. And every, people are angst when they come to school to have especially a meeting with a principal. And when, or you're meeting with a boss, or you anytime there's like a meeting where there's a tension of like, I don't necessarily want to be here or be talking about this kinds of thing, starting the meeting or starting the conversation off with a personal connection of like, hey, you had a great bowling game last week, or hey, I saw your daughter in the play last week and she was fantastic, or hey, doing something of that nature, talking about something fun, something that is lighthearted and wonderful before you get into the other topic of hand that might be a little bit more difficult, is an area of a great strategy to use to diffuse a situation, put everybody on the same playing field. We're all here to hit the same goal. We're all here to help each other and improve life. And so those kind of little reminders, and especially with a little bit of humor or a joke or, that kind of personal connection, can really help make the whole thing a lot easier. Kind of makes everybody human at the table, right? So those are kind of some 5 tips. Inject some humor when appropriate. Separate the person and the issue. So you're dealing with the situation, not with a person. Picking your battles. When is it going to be, that you're dealing with it professionally? When is it keep your nose out of it? When is it that you step in and help? Don't take things personally. Someone else's business is someone else's business, none of your own. And then detach yourself and really kind of keep your emotional energy protected. Where are you going to put your emotional energy? How are you going to use it? Hopefully it's something positive and that you keep going in those directions. So hopefully today, those 5 little tips help you deal with some difficult people in your life. They help you protect your positive energy and help you move forward in a positive way. That's what we're all about here on Choose to Rise, helping others rise up out of their current situation and living their best life. I hope today that you have a fantastic Monday or a Wednesday, whenever you're listening to this, and that you come back again. I'd love for you to share sharing your social media, hitting share on the share button, and best yet, going to Apple iTunes, where most of you are listening to this, and giving us a rating and a review. It means the world to us that you do that and helps more people find Choose to Rise. So thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's Cody, Mindy, Sarah, Carrie. Thank you so much for dropping in live here on the video, and I will see you all back here again on Wednesday when we're talking about I am, the two most powerful words that you can possibly say to yourself. So I will see you again later. Bye, everyone.